What's going on, Jerome's the Vikings Halftime Show, as we're wont to do, starting a little bit before halftime, a minute 8 left and counting. Vikings 2nd and 8 at the Dallas 29, trying to get some mojo going. Had a big-time screen pass to Dalvin Cook. Now nope, that was not a catch. That was not a catch. Everyone shut up. Dalvin took a big time. All right, so they're not going to blow dead? Jesus Christ. So the Vikings have been making some big time mistakes, but also like this officiating crew, man. So the Vikings not only have to beat the Dallas Cowboys, but the competition committee, and Dalvin Cook is down, which is great. So the competition committee needs to take a look at the contact on receivers over the middle, because otherwise Harrison Smith can't play. I mean, Harrison Smith is following your stupid rules to a T. And he struck CeeDee Lamb right in the chest with his shoulder. What is he supposed to do? What is he supposed to do? By the way, 37 is out here headhunting. Seen this all game. So 37 gets the hit Kirk Cousins right in the helmet and then steal the ball away from him. He gets to target Adam Thielen across the middle, hit him right in the hand. He gets to do this to Dalvin Cook. But what Harrison Smith does is wrong. Okay. Now, Dalvin is limping off the field. It didn't look like he twisted up anything. This may just be another got the wind knocked out of him spot. And I think this is going to come back. I don't think he caught it. So I don't think it's a fumble. I think it's going to be Vikings 3rd and 8. But, man, Cousins is serving up the hospital balls today. Yeah. Didn't make a football move, even though that's not the technical term for what constitutes a catch anymore. Also, no one knows what a catch is anymore. After stupid Cowboys. So with Dalvin and his history, like every time that he is with Sugarman and every time that he goes to the bench and is grimacing, like, no, not a catch. Not a catch. You're always worried given Dalvin's injury history, but then you see him bounce back and he's fine. Like, really? Oh, really? They called that a catch, huh? It's amazing. Yeah, so the Vikings are doing damage to themselves. Chris Boyd screwing up on that fake punt, which, wasn't a called fake punt. But Skolquick got the look, and Chris Boyd is just so excited. You didn't need to shift. You didn't need to move, man. And the Cowboys just are not a good team, but the Vikings are letting them just hang around, and it's less than ideal. And they may even get points here before halftime. They're trying to get into field goal range. They have one timeout left. Tick. Oh, they took a timeout. So they're going to have one shot at the end zone here. Absolute foobar. Not a catch, by the way. Absolutely not a freaking catch. But absolute BS. So who would have known? Who would have known that the crooked refs just come out and be like, Weird, right? But this is what we were worried about with the Vikings, is that there was going to be a spot along the way. Like every single game was not going to be tulips and sunshine and cupcakes and unicorn farts and all that stuff. There was going to be a game where it was going to be tough, where they were going to come out flat. The other team was going to be motivated. Like Dallas could still win the NFC East pretty easily. But what was going to happen? How would the Vikings respond? Would they just roll over and die? Would they be like, well, it's not our day? Because you don't have that luxury anymore. At 4-5, your margin for error is this. Maybe you can lose one more game. That's about it. And it can't be against the stupid Dallas Cowboys. Like, sure, if you lost to the Bucks, it's whatever, right? But a 2-7 team coming into your building, even though, yes, I know you start out 0-3 at US Bank Stadium. Oh, no fans, blah, 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 blah. But I mean, the fact that this Vikings team is still only down 6, hopefully only down 9, get the ball in the second half by making just all of these cavalcade of errors, because they've given up 2 turnovers. All right, 2 turnovers. Yeah, 2 turnovers, as well as penalties. They've had 6 penalties for 60 yards. I mean, the offensive line has just been a cavalcade of air. Oh, sorry, CD. Sorry. That was, give credit where it's due. That was a bonkers catch by CD Lamb. It was good coverage by Gladney, and you can say, oh, he could have been better coverage. Yeah, show me how he can get better coverage. It was just like that. Because I think people always have oversized expectations of cornerbacks, because there's no such thing as a true shutdown cornerback. That, like, there's never going to be another Darrelle Revis, especially with these rules nowadays. So, I mean, sometimes you get beat. It is what it is. And that CD Lamb catch was exactly what it was. Stupid Greg Zuerlein, Legatron. Remember him from the Rams? Basically kicking an old school extra point. We're happy for you. All right, so frustration so far. KJ Osborne needs to be cut today. I never understood the pick in the first place. He wasn't that great of a return specialist at Miami. You took him over Michael Awasu, who is the best graded guard in the NFL for a rookie coming out of Michigan. Vikings didn't need offensive line help at all. Sure. But, I mean, the Vikings are flat at this point. They're lucky to be down 16-7. So now, is this team going to quit, or are they going to cowboy up, for lack of a better term? Are they going to rally up? Like, this is Kirk Cousins' opportunity. They've wasted so many good opportunities. Dalvin had that fumble, even though it wasn't really a catch. Eric Kendricks made that amazing interception, and they did nothing with it. So what's going to happen? Like, is this team going to rally? Is Kirk Cousins going to have his Heisman moment? Is he going to rally this team, or are they just going to roll over and die? It's like, 4-6. Yeah, we can do. Did you see how Cousins hit Harrison's shoulder pads? And Harrison just kept walking up by. He's like, yeah, whatever, dude. Also, man, so I understand that calling games is extremely difficult and a thankless task, but Kenny Albert and Jonathan Vilma are bad, man. Just CJ Ham, break it, Augustana. Oh, Zuerlein looked like he may have gotten dinged up there. So 16-7 at halftime. It is what it is, and yeah, the fact that they're just hyping up Zeke so much, like looking really good for 40 yards, huh? Even though Dalvin isn't doing much better in yards per catch. They need to get Thielen and Justin Jefferson going. I mean, this Cowboys secondary is not that great, but the fact that they are getting a pass rush is covering up for a lot of stank on that back end. Van Der Esch and Jalen Smith, are 2 of the best linebackers in the NFL. They're not as good as Eric Kendricks and Eric Wilson. Eric Wilson is a Pro Bowler, by the way. Respect. So it is just extremely frustrating, because you can see that the Vikings are beating themselves. It's not so much that the Cowboys are taking it to the Vikings. So if they can straighten out their garbage, they can get their mess together in the second half, they're going to have a good chance. Because, I mean, that was at minimum a 6-point swing. Because the Vikings, if Dalvin hadn't fumbled there, the Vikings were going to get a field goal, 13-10. It's a lot different. Maybe they even somehow get it in the end zone, 14-13, head into halftime. Massive opportunity. Wasted. So now the Vikings, see, this was worrisome. The Vikings had 3 division wins in a row. They went from 1-5 to 4-5. Thick of the NFC wildcard race. And now, like, what's going to happen? You're coming home and you looked ahead the schedule, even though you're not supposed to do that. You had the 2-7 Cowboys coming in with Andy freaking Dalton. And now you're just you're playing sloppy. Mental errors all over the place. Do what you do. Like, if this team had shown up against Green Bay week 8, they would have gotten beaten by 30. If this team had showed up against the Bears on Monday Night Football, they would have gotten beaten by 20. Yeah, and that's not an exaggeration. Like, Nick Foles could have tore up this defense, but, well, it's not even so much that the defense is playing bad. Just penalties on the offensive line, the Dozier chop block, the Bradbury hold, the O'Neal false start. Even though I was looking at O'Neal before the game, or at the beginning of the game, and he was like rocking back and forth a little bit. Maybe it's just getting ready for DeMarcus Lawrence and Alden Smith, but they finally pegged him on it. And the Vikings are just killing drives. They can't sustain anything. That 175-yard touchdown drive was really it so far, and it's rough. The Vikings are 4-6 on third down, which ain't bad. Ain't bad at all. Let's see here. But yeah, it's frustrating that the Cowboys are not this good. They are not this team. They're not this. But how many times have the Vikings lost to a bad team? Like, the Falcons are straight up garbage, and you saw that today if you watched the early game against the Saints. So it's on the Vikings. Not really on Dallas. Like, Dallas is playing their normal game. That defense is getting after it in the pass rush. So they're getting home with 4, as well as they're throwing some pretty interesting stunts. The Vikings offensive line's way as well. So it's whatever at this point. So it's frustrating, man. But so now this is a watershed moment. Like, this is the Viking season, and Zimmer needs to impress that point, because I don't think they can make the wild card at 10-6 unless they get a lot of help. The Vikings control their own destiny if they win out. 11-5, they have a 99.999% chance of making the playoffs. But if they drop a game, they're going to need a lot of help. So you're at home, and you've just played an embarrassing half of football. You're making mistakes all over the place. Are you better than this, or aren't you? Or is the story of the last 3 weeks just that, just a story? Or is this team a team of destiny? Like, is this a team that is going to march into the playoffs and actually make some noise, or not? Like, you are down 9 points. It's not a million, right? And Kirk Cousins is going to have to make a play, especially if Dalvin Cook is indeed dinged up. See if there's anything reported. No, not so much. God, that was not a catch. Such crap. Yeah, the one time that the refs actually give the Vikings a call, it leads to a fumble, because that's probably why the Vikings got the call. It's rough. So you're going to have to play better than the refs ref. You're going to have to do that, because I don't think the Cowboys are beating you right now. In fact, the Cowboys are not beating you right now. The Vikings are beating the Vikings, which, I don't know. If the Vikings beat the Vikings, shouldn't they technically be 4-5 or 5-5 after this? But yeah, they're doing a decent job at shutting down Zeke. Andy Dalton is whatever. I think the third down defense has been okay, even though they've been 3-6. I mean, it's not that the defense has been bad. They've just been given short fields. The first Cousins fumble was deep in Vikings territory, basically just gifting them that possession before the half. It's rough, man. It's rough. So now the guys that you pay have to step up. This is Kirk Cousins' time. Like, he can pay lip service, blah, 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 blah. Time to be a hero. Tough times don't last. Tough people do. No. Shut all of that up. Now you have to be like, hey, guess what, MFers? We're down 9. We're at home. Our season is literally on the line. Guess what? You're going to get on my ass. Offensive line, step your ish up. Protect me, and I'm going to distribute the ball to 18, to 19, to 84, to 82. We're going to get this damn thing done, and we're going to move on to Carolina. So guess what? Kirk Cousins, nut up or shut up. Right? Hey, if Kirk Cousins doesn't lead him back in this spot, cut him. Cut him. Eat the 41 million dead. All the good vibes of the last 3 weeks when the game wasn't necessarily about him. All the third downs against Chicago. Doesn't mean a damn thing. If you're not in halftime right now looking at these mofos, be like, hey, we've been in this spot before. Times like this, when we got punched in the mouth, when it wasn't our day, at halftime we quit. The Vikings have absolutely done that under Mike Zimmer. So now you have to be in and be like, hey, number 8, Tim Pot Pizza Ranch Dictator, baby, I got you. Today's not our day. Maybe they're bottling up Dalvin. Guess what? I'm going to be dropping dimes all over the place. Just like that big one, that Willie Mays Hayes catch, a drop in the basket catch by Justin Jefferson. I'm going to do that over and over. That third down conversion to Irv, I'm going to do that. That big time shot to Thielen, or 37 took another cheap shot. By the way, who the hell is 37? Donovan Wilson. Donovan Wilson is ass at 6th round pick at Texas A&M. Get your ass out of here, dirty ass player, please. Yeah, but it's absolutely unbelievable. Like, if they didn't call helmet to helmet on that Wilson shot on Kirk Cousins in the first quarter, but they called that Harrison Smith on CeeDee Lamb, like, what is even happening? So one, was a clear helmet-to-helmet shot, and then he stole the ball away. Aren't we supposed to protect the quarterbacks? Isn't that the thing? If Wilson had hit Rodgers the way that he hit Cousins, Wilson would be disbarred from the league. He would be blacklisted. He would never have a job again. He would never have a job in America again. That's how far this thing would go. But the fact that, it's Kirk Cousins, it's a turnover. What you got to do? And then Harrison Smith, where he lowers his shoulder and he does not lead with his helmet. He strikes with his shoulder right in the chest of CeeDee Lamb, number 88. Where the hell else is he supposed to hit him? Is he supposed to go lower? Is he supposed to try and hit him in the abdominals? Is he supposed to try and hit him in the nuts? Is he supposed to try and go for the knee? What is going on? Just eliminate the safety position if this is how you're going to call it. By the rules, the rule book. Harrison Smith is following this to a T, and it's been egregious all year. There's been 3 or 4 calls on Harrison that have absolutely defied logic, especially that Texans one where the tight end lowered his helmet to initiate contact, where Harrison Smith is just supposed to float like a genie suspended in oil. He's supposed to do that. But, yeah, Harrison gets ejected in that game. Are you kidding me right now? But keeps go alive. We knew that there was going to be adversity, and this is exactly why I want to see adversity from some of these incoming college quarterbacks. It's easy to look good when you're up 50-0, and you get perfect protection. Not every game is easy like that. So Vikings got to get their ish together. We'll see what this team is made of in the second half. This second half will tell you everything about this season's team. Are they contenders or are they pretenders? Woo! Love you guys. Back here for the post-game show. Subscribe if you haven't already. You know what to do. Skull, production value.